a way to tame your beard and a way to style your beard. Let's get straight to it. So here's the items that I'll be using. First of all, I have my wide tooth comb here. I'm gonna be using some water there. Then I also have this product by Old Spice. This is called Stay in Place Putty, high hold, very low shine. I don't like my beard all shiny and glistening and stuff like that. That's just me. Maybe you like yours like that. That's not for me. So let's get straight to it. So I got my wide tooth comb here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off by just combing through my beard as best as I can. As you can see, it's pretty frizzy right now. You know, a lot of hairs just poking out and things like that. So I'm just gonna comb through it as best as I can before I put the water into it. My beard is pretty thick. I've got a pretty thick texture of hair. So even right now with this wide tooth comb, it's hard for this comb to go completely through my beard. So I'm just kind of babying it right now. Just kind of putting it through kind of softly, you know. So I do what I can do without the water first. All right. So once I do that, let's take a look at it. Okay. Put a little water on it here. All right. Doesn't have to be like super submerged in the water and things like that, but just enough water to where you can comb through it fairly easily. All right, got that and dry my hands up here. All right, so I've got some water in my beard now. So this is the next step in this. It's pretty simple process. I wouldn't recommend this right before you leave out of the house or you go to work or you going to church or something like that, or before you go out to an event or something like that. This is something where you've got some time to do it. You know, you've got about like 5-10 minutes on your hands here to just do this. I mean, it's pretty simple, but at the same time, it's not something that you want to rush through and do, you know. So as you guys can see, I put the water in there in my beard. I can comb through a lot easier now. Okay. Again, just using my wide tooth comb here. Sometimes I use a comb just a tad bit smaller than this, but I can't, of all days, I can't find the comb right now before I do this YouTube video. So I'm gonna use the wide tooth comb. This one works great as well. So depending on your beard length, you may use a comb that's even bigger than this, or a comb that's smaller than this. You know, you just work with whatever your beard length is. So I comb it out pretty good, as best as I can. You know, I really, especially get up under here, you know. Oftentimes, you know, that's a struggle spot for me, you know, all the way up under the beard, you know. Just gets tougher and more tangly and stuff like this. But this wide tooth comb is great for things like that, you know, for detangling hair and getting knots out and things like that. But I wouldn't dare do this on dry hair, on my dry beard. You know, I wouldn't. That's why I put the water in it to start off with. All right, so I comb through that as best as I can. As you guys can see, it's looking at least a little bit straighter, but okay. So what I do from here, I just add a little bit more water. Okay. Again, not a whole bunch, you know, just enough to kind of spread throughout it. You know, you don't have to make it soaking wet or anything like that. Okay. Dry my hands off here. Okay. In the meanwhile, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel if you haven't already done so. All right, so let's get back to it here. So like I said, I've got my Old Spice brand here. This is called Stay in Place Putty. I've been using this for about, I would say 3 to 4 months. I've tried a lot of other products. Let me not get too far off the topic. Let me just stick to this. So I've been using this for 3 to 4 months. This is a great product. I like the way it holds your beard in place. I like the smell of it too. It's not a strong smell. It's a great smell. It smells great. If you've used Old Spice products before, you kind of get a feel for what this smells like. A very basic Old Spice smell. It smells pretty good. So I just grab a little bit of them out like this. You know, just enough to go on my fingertip, basically. You can always add more. Rub this into the palm of my hands here. Rub it in real well. Let it melt in your hands. Rub it in well. Let it melt. And let it get warm. All right, and just work it throughout the beard. All right, now, You guys may be wondering, just like I was when I first started using this product, well, it's making your beard real white. What's going on with that? Why does it look like that? What's going on? And that's why I say this is not something where you just want to put it on right before you leave to go out the house somewhere. You know, going out on a night out on the town or something like that, going out with family, wherever you're going. This is not something you just want to slap on real quick, last minute. You want to have a good 5 to 10 minutes on your hands to do this. So I just rub it in like this. Okay, this is the only con about this, by the way. The only con, you just gotta rub it in. It takes a while to rub in, and as you guys can see, but it's well worth it. You know, you'll see the final results, and then you'll understand why. So this is the strongest hold that Old Spice offers. I'm getting hair in my mouth here. Okay, like I said, it's got a great smell. It's got a great feel to it. And I've used a lot of other beard balms and stuff like that, and they smell great. They leave your beard feeling moist and all of those good things. But the issue that I was having with my beard was that, okay, it's moisturized, it smells good, but throughout the day, it just gets all over the place. It gets all mangled up. It's all over the place. But all right, so I've got that worked in. All right, so what I do from here is, while it's still, you can still mold it and shape it. Take my, let me get my other comb here so you guys can see it. Take my wide tooth comb again and just comb right back through it. And you want to do this before it really starts setting in and becomes unmanageable in regards to combing it, because this is this is the high hold version of the hair putty by Old Spice. This is the strongest hold that they have. So of course you want to put, work this into your beard. Comb it through as best as you can, okay? Again, not forgetting those trouble areas. This is all that up under there. That's at least for me, that's when it gets challenging. So, okay. You want to get all up in there. Okay. Comb all that through. Try to hold your skin taut. That really helps the process, okay? And like I say, don't be afraid to get all up under here, because that's what's going to really matter, when it comes to getting all those frizzes out and not having your beard look all crazy. All right, so after I do all of that, okay, the Old Spice putty here is still in place on my beard, okay? Now keep in mind, if you still got a little bit of whiteness in here, it does go away. Sometimes I just like to rub it through and just make it go away right away. But if you just kind of leave it there, it does go away with time. It doesn't take a long time. It takes like a few minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes or so, but it does go away though. This is why I say this is not something you just want to slap on and run out the door, quick fix type thing. You want to have a good 5 to 10 minutes on your hands. So it's in my beard now. So my last step is I simply just take my beard and I just pat it down into shape. Look at that. Boom, look at that. And you see how, let me see if I can make sure I can get close here. So you see how it's shaping it in. You see how I'm patting it down, and as I pat it down, it conforms to how I'm patting it down. Hopefully you guys can notice that. But that's what I like best about this product here by Old Spice. Now I pat mine down kind of firmly, but not too firm, because I still want to keep that volume of my beard. I still want to keep the shape. I still want to keep the fullness and things like that. Okay, I'm trying to do this as best as I can. I'm usually looking in the mirror, but I'm looking at my phone for YouTube purposes here. So let me look in the mirror just a tad bit, okay? All right, bear with me. All right, boom. All right, oh man, that's looking sharp. Oh yeah. You can just take all those spots that are kind of poking out, and because you've got this balm in there, you just pat it down. And for the most part throughout the day, it stays put. I work a blue collar job. I drive trucks and things like that. I'm on the move all day. I go to the gym. Hey, it works great. This is a great routine if you want to keep your beard under control. You want to tame your beard, get all those frays, just get them under control and things like that. Especially like I say, if you're on the move, you're going to the gym, you've got a physical job, you're on the move a lot. You know, your beard just gets scruffy throughout the day like mine. As you guys can see, I patted it down. I could have put a little bit more by the goatee area, but for video purposes, I don't want to make this video too long. I'm not gonna put more on there right now. But yeah, you can experiment with it and see. I definitely recommend using a little bit more than what I just used. I just didn't want to make this video too long. Like I said, I could have put some more right here just to kind of mold it a little bit more, but I think you guys get the point. But this is a great product. Again, Old Spice, stay in place putty, high hold, very low shine. You see how my beard is not all glistening and super shiny and stuff like that. Like some of the pomades I've used before, they kind of do that, and I didn't know that they were going to do that. I used to put jojoba oil in my beard and some other natural oils and things like that. And don't get me wrong, they're great for moisturizing your beard, keeping it healthy and things like that. But I don't really care too much for the super shiny look and things like that. I'm just not into that. I'm more into the matte look. That's just what I'm into, you know. So I would definitely advise you still moisturize your beard anyway, condition your beard, use your oils at some part of the day or whatever. But before I go out, if I have time, if I have 5 to 10 minutes to spare before I go to work, before I go to church, before I go visit family, wherever it is that I'm going, wherever it is that you're going, I would just recommend allow yourself to have 5 to 10 minutes to apply this, comb it through, pat it down, style it how you want. Maybe you want to put it on your mustache. I'm bald, I don't have any hair. This can be used for hair styles as well or whatever, but for this video in particular, I just use this for my beard. So thank you guys for checking out this video. I hope that this video was helpful in some type of way to somebody. Maybe you're trying to figure out ways to better manage your beard, get rid of your tames, tame your beard, give it a more controlled and uniform look, more neat look, more tucked in look. So hopefully this video can help somebody out and things like that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel today. Shout outs to the people who have already subscribed. I really appreciate you guys. I look forward to making more and more content. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Have a great day. Make sure to check out the rest of my videos on here too as well. Thank you. Peace out. Have a great day.